Welcome to Fit Living with Erin Akey, answering your questions on weight loss surgery, nutrition, and fitness. Now, the Bariatric Guru, Erin Akey.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Fit Living. I'm Erin Akey.
And I'm Ben Akey.
And we are very excited that you are joining us this evening. We've got a really great show tonight.
Yes, very excited. We've got a couple of really cool guests, some good friends of ours.
And some announcement. And then the second half of the show, we are going to have Sandi Henderson from Lap Banded Living. She's going to be talking about her book and her story and things like that. So it's going to be awesome. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Fit Living. I'm Erin Akey, and I am joined on the phone by a wonderful person, one of my colleagues within the Weight Loss Surgery Foundation of America, and just one of my peers in the weight loss community. Her name is Sandi Henderson, and she is a lap band patient who is also the co-founder of bandedliving.com, and she co-authored a wonderful book for anybody who's considering having lap band surgery, and it's called Is Lap Band Surgery for Me? Great book. Hi, Sandi.
Hi, Erin. How are you?
I am great. It's so good to talk to you. You're so far away. I wish you were closer and you could be here in the studio with me live.
Yeah, but we'll get to be together in November on the cruise now, won't we?
I know. I can't wait. I get to see Sandi. I met her in person the first time in May when we had our Weight Loss Surgery Foundation of America annual meet and greet in Las Vegas. And it was so nice to finally get to meet her in person. And now she's going to be one of the speakers on the Fit and Flourishing Caribbean Cruise in November. So if you haven't booked your cabin yet, you need to do it before they run out of cabins. Sandi is going to have a wonderful story and a great talk to give you. She's so motivational. She's so positive. She's a perfect example of somebody who really lives the life and doesn't just focus on losing weight. She truly lives her life now. And I just love her. She's so inspirational. Now, Sandi, for the listeners who may not know you, tell them a little bit about your journey and how you got to where you are now.
Well, Erin, I started out in January of 2004 at 424 pounds in my primary care physician's office with just another upper respiratory infection, just feeling awful. And the physician's assistant took my blood pressure and kind of ran out of the room and came back in and took it again on the other arm and ran back out. And I'm just sitting there looking, going, what's going on? And in comes the doctor, takes my BP again on both arms and says, look, your blood pressure's a little high. It had never been high before. And I was 55 years old at the time. I'm going to give you something under your tongue, and you just hang out here for a while, and we'll wait until it goes down a little. Well, I'm an intelligent person, and I know what normal range of blood pressure should be, but you know what? I was too darn scared to even ask. So I just sat there like a little puppy dog, shivering in my boots, literally, and waited. And she sent me home with a prescription for blood pressure medication and a little bit of a lecture about how I might finally want to do something about my weight. I didn't know I weighed 424 pounds because her scale couldn't weigh me.
You're kidding.
No, I didn't find that out until later.
I'm looking at your book, and I'm looking at your before and after pictures. And do you know, Sandi, I had never seen your before picture until I got your book. And it's just amazing. And let me tell you guys who are listening, when Sandi told me how old she was when she had her surgery, I thought she was the biggest fibber in the world because you do not even look within 15 years of your actual age. It blew me away. I hope I age as well as you.
Thank you. Can I take you with me everywhere, Erin?
Yes, come on, let's go. I'd love to come to California. But seriously, I mean, you just look so healthy and vibrant, and you have this glow, and I would never have imagined that you were in your 60s. There's no way I could have ever imagined that. You just look amazing.
I will be 64 years old on September 15th of this year.
Oh,
and I'm Peter Pan. I will not grow up.
Good,
and,
don't.
You know, and that's it. That is it. I have my life back again, and I'm living it. I'm enjoying it, and I went to a seminar, shortly after that.
That's what I was going to say. What then prompted you to have weight loss surgery?
I got scared into it, literally, by that blood pressure episode. I decided it was the time for me to make the choice. Now, I had asthma, sleep apnea, arthritis so bad in my knee I could barely walk. What didn't make me stop and catch my breath, I had to stop because of the pain in my knee. I wasn't even going in the markets anymore. I was giving my husband a lift and waiting out in the car. It was that bad, but, I was still on that river in Egypt. I was in denial, and the blood pressure crisis just did it. It just did it. It scared me into submission, and I had been reading about lap-bound a little bit, and it sounded like, well, I was afraid of all the other surgery, of the other surgeries. DS definitely wasn't for me. Bypass, I was afraid of all the, the reworking that they did inside of you. But here was lap-band. The stats looked good on the safety. And, if I could lose 50% of my excess weight, which is, the quote, typical results, unquote, then I could be much healthier again. Well, I not only lost 50% of my excess weight, I lost more weight than I weighed now. I decided to have surgery. I trusted the man who was in front of the room giving the seminar when I went, and I felt like it just, something that the universe, God, whoever, whatever you want to believe, just said this was the right move, just do it.
And you truly believe that the procedure saved your life, don't you?
I know the procedure saved my life.
Amen, sister.
I didn't know what my blood pressure was then. I don't want to share it right now, but the doctor was literally afraid of me stroking out.
Can I ask you a question? What were they putting under your tongue? It wasn't like nitroglycerin or something.
No, it wasn't nitroglycerin. That's the wrong thing. It was a fast-acting blood pressure controller. It was probably one,
wow.
Another type of, heart med.
They had to be pretty scared to give you something sublingual. I mean, they really must have thought you were going to have a problem.
Right. I mean, it was very, very high.
Now, let me ask you this.
When I go to the doctor's office, I just have to share this because this is my NSV, my non-scale victory. It's been, every time I go in, no matter what time of day, no matter how stressful the day, 110/70.
Yay, you go, girl. That's fantastic. Now, once you lost the weight, what made you decide to become such an activist? I mean, tell the listeners about the different things you do. I know you won the Allergan Choice Contest.
It was even before that.
Well, tell us what made you decide to become an advocate and an educator.
Well, what happened was there wasn't that much available for me. There were just there were some forums, some online forums, and they were scary places to go because there was so much negative speak in them, and there still are a lot of places with negative speak, and I avoid them like the plague. I just wanted to provide a positive role model for people. And it started simply. It started with me going to my doctor's support groups monthly and then realizing, well, I can go tell my story at his seminars and maybe help somebody else make the decision that they're afraid of making because they feel hopeless and helpless to do anything.
Well, and, I get so angry because so many people only hear the negative things about weight loss surgery, the few bad result stories that end up in the mainstream media, that so many people who need this life-saving procedure are not even seeking it out because of fear. And that breaks my heart because only 1% of the people who qualify for bariatric surgery are having it. And so they're living this life of obesity. And for some, that also means non-mobility, disability, and they don't have to, Sandi. And you and I were blessed to be freed from that. And it's just, don't you think it's so sad that so many are afraid to even seek out the help?
It is, and I was one of them, which is why I speak. And And my husband's right along with me, and I know you understand that because you have one of those too.
I can't wait for them to meet on the cruise.
Oh, I know.
They're going to get along so well.
You know what they're going to do? They're going to sit there and they're going to, talk about how wonderful each one of us is, and we're going to run away.
You're probably right. You are
because they
so
both come from
right.
that place. There's so much love in their hearts for each of us individually, and then they have been ignited by our passion to pay it forward.
Right. And, I couldn't have, I know you're the same way, I couldn't have gotten to this point without my husband's help and support. There's no way.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. I could not have done it, but there are many, many who do it. There are many who do not have the support of their families, who have weight loss surgery, and those are the ones more than others who need your community, who need my community. They need a positive place to go. They need to know they'll be heard and listened to, and they need to know the help is there for suggestions.
Right. And you know what I love too? You and I had completely different procedures. And so some people might think, well, they're so different. But we're not, because we each had a different procedure with the same end result and the same end goal. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think our lifestyles are very much the same. We both exercise regularly. We eat a healthy, balanced diet now, and we've made permanent life changes. And that's what I love to see is people who've had, whether you lost weight through diet and exercise, whether you had lap band, sleeve, gastric bypass, DS, whatever, we're all in this together trying to achieve optimal health.
Absolutely. That's exactly what it's all about. It doesn't change. It's the same. There are a few, quote, rules that are different among the surgeries, but they're very few. The basis is all the same. When you first have surgery and you're first losing weight and you're so excited about the results, you are so into, I've seen it time and time again over the past 8 years, you're so into, this is the only surgery, for me, this is the only surgery that exists. This is the best surgery. And you speak and everything you say is from that place. And I would say that, I'm not sure of your surgery date, but had we both been, 6 years ago, had we both had surgery and lost our weight at that point, we would have been looking at each other possibly saying, well, you had your bypass, whatever, and
exactly.
you to me, you had your lap band, whatever. I had an epiphany, and so did...
And Sandi, save that epiphany, because we have to take a break, and we have a lot more to talk about, so stand by for just a minute. Everyone, stay with us. Sandi has lots more information. We'll be back with more Fit Living.
Don't stop crying, it will be all right. Just take my hand, hold it tight. I will protect you from all around you. I will be here, don't you cry. Oh, I'm so small.
Bariatric Advantage provides a complete line of nutritional supplements that have been specifically formulated to meet the unique demands of both the preoperative bariatric surgical candidate as well as the postoperative bariatric surgical patient. We believe that through quality and adherence to scientific principles, we can help support a vision of lifelong health after bariatric surgery. Call today, 800-898-6888, 800-898-6888, or visit us on the web at bariatricadvantage.com.